This is the voice of the Report of the Week. Signing on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching and listening. This is the Report of the Week. And we're now on the air. So, yes, you are, in fact, listening to VORW. The real voice of the Report of the Week here. No knockoffs, no ripoffs, nothing fake, right? It's the authentic, the real Report of the Week. So we're here, present and accounted for on this Monday. It is, in fact, a Monday. No getting past that. So, yeah, it's a Monday. I get it. Starting off the work week, starting off the school week, starting off anything, whatever it may be. But, you know, Mondays have to be there. They have to be. I wish every day was like a Friday or a Saturday, but there's got to be a Monday. There always has to be a Monday. And, there's no getting around that. There really isn't. But here we are. We're almost done with the Monday. Thank God. So, with that being mentioned, Monday's almost over. It's going to work out fine. So how are you doing today? Hope you're doing alright. I myself am I'm doing alright. I'm, it's going for me. So, that's that. Today wasn't particularly, eventful. I will say that. But, so far from what I've experienced today, things have progressed. Things have gone. It wasn't completely boring. I wasn't just sitting there staring at the wall like I am now. So, slower day, but it went by. So I guess that's a good thing. Either way, though, here we are. There's no getting by it. It's a Monday. Nobody likes Mondays, but we can't help, but we gotta go through them anyways. Nobody likes Mondays, but they'll always be there. Hopefully you had a good one. Hopefully. Some of us might be working a full week. Some of us might get Thursday and Friday off because of Rosh Hashanah, for the Jewish holiday. So, if you got 2 days off, use that to keep you going. Otherwise, look forward to the weekend or the next day off and, use that to keep you going. That's what I used to do. Just go from day off to day off and just have something to look forward to keep me going. Either that or I'd use caffeine. One or the other. Speaking of caffeine, I'm going with Monster today. Monster energy drink. The green one, of course. Classic green. So here I sit. I'm in the other room for at least the time being. You're gonna get to know me here with these shows. If you already do, great. But if you don't, I usually like to record the VORWs from one of two rooms. All right. I have the main room. I call that my dining room. It's really a living room for me. That's where I do spend most of my time. You guys might think of it as the review room. It's the room where I do all my reviews. When you see the camera, I'm sitting there, right behind the desk with the computer there and the painting in the background. Just look at any of my reviews. That's the room. And that's where all my really, stuff that I record this show is located. So, that's where I record most of my stuff, and, that's where I'm on the computer, and that's where I read the fan mail. I just can go on the computer and, read it as it comes in, pretty much. And then there's another room that I'll sometimes use, which is the one I'm in right now. It's in my basement, alright? Now you might think of it, it's this dark, gloomy place, right? But, it's pleasant. 2 windows here. Some light shining in. I have the light on as well, so it's a nice room. It's virtually unused. Hasn't been used by anyone since the early 2000s. So, last summer of 2013, I pretty much claimed the room is mine. So what do I do down here? This is where I sometimes also record my VORW shows. If I would rather, just a quiet atmosphere, no distractions. Quiet, peaceful atmosphere. But, fixed up the whole room last year, vacuumed the floor, cleaned everything. Pretty empty, but it's fine. And also, I'll be spending more time in this room for days to come, and you'll find that why very, very shortly. But I guess that's where we'll take this show next, and hopefully then we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll jump right into the fan mail, and we'll take it from there. That sound good? Sounds good to me. Hope it sounds good to you. By the way, tonight I'm thinking on doing a Wendy's review, maybe. I don't know. Might film a Wendy's review, might not. But we'll just see. I'm going to Wendy's no matter what, so keep that in mind. I'm going to Wendy's tonight, no matter what. The only question is, are there any new items, on the menu? Because if there are, then I'll jump, right into things and do a review. But if not, then I'll go with my usual. And that is also assuming, even if there are new items, the people at the drive-thru don't screw up like I did last time. But we'll see. If there's a new item, we'll do that. We'll review that or do that. If not, well, we'll review something else. Sounds good to me. Does it sound good to you? Sure hope so. So anyway, I might be spending more time in this room, at least for a little while. Why? What's down here? What's down here that's so important that you would be willing to waste hours of your life, sitting down in this basement for? I'll tell you. I don't know if you listen to this show, and it was just a small little detail. I didn't really make it, I didn't make it anything that big. But the other day, I got numerous items for keeps. One of them, was a nice, leather bag, like a briefcase that I use now. And another item is this really old radio. Oh, how old? Like from the 70s, 80s? No. This radio is from probably the 20s or the 30s, maybe. It's a very old radio. It was sitting there in a relative's garage. Now, I knew of this radio for a very long time, even before I was really, into radio like I am now. But I knew of this radio for a very long time, and I was aware of its existence, but I didn't think, anything of it, okay? It was just until, oh boy, that was loud. I think that was a car peeling out or something. Sorry, I just heard some tires screech. Maybe you did too. Either way, I knew of this radio for a very long time. I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't care. But it was only until about 2 weeks ago, when I was looking at it. And I was thinking to myself, the radio's old, right? Sure, it was buried in this, mound of, you had to get past this mound of pretty much trash, old boards and old, this and that and the other thing, to get to it. I was looking at it and I was thinking, it's old enough where it might have, shortwave available on it. I was looking at it. It was probably from the 30s or 20s, or I would doubt 40s. I mean, I can't discount that, but probably from the 30s or 20s. And I go over to it, and I see a little, little glass thing where behind that would say, what broadcast bands and whatever, if it's AM or FM or whatnot. So I get a little cloth and I wipe that out and I see broadcast and shortwave. So nearly died when I saw that. You know I'm into shortwave radio, so immediately asked the owner. I said, you know, you have this old radio sitting there in your garage. It's literally been there since I've known you. It literally has been there at least for decades. It's just sitting there collecting dust. Would you mind if I take it and get it out of your way? And the person said, oh, absolutely, it's all yours. You know, feel free to take it as long as you could transport it. So yesterday I was over there at the person's house, made arrangements, got it out, and now here it sits in the room here. So here it is. Here it sits. It's big, you know. Now you might be trying to envision it. I don't know what you picture it as, you know. Various old radios come in all shapes and sizes. You have the classic, you know, 30s ones, which I don't know if they call it that, but they call it like almost a cathedral type radio, where it's almost like that curved roof. It's not one of those, and it's not like one of those giant ones that's the size of like a refrigerator or anything. But it's still big. It's about the size of probably a toaster oven. All right, that's good. Good size comparison for it. It's about the size of a toaster oven, and I got it home the other afternoon, yesterday afternoon. Boy, was it a process, though, right? First, what I had to do is just wipe the general dust off of the roof and sides of it. And it's a nice radio, by the way. It's got, you know, it's so old. It's got the wooden, you know, frame and what have you. But, had to wipe all the dust. I mean, decades worth of dust off of it. Then after that, took the back panel off and pretty much had to upend it and make sure you got everything out of it that wasn't part of the physical radio itself. You know, that could be anything, any dirt or whatever, dust clumped up, whatever, anything. So got the inside, at least the larger things on the inside, cleared out, got the dust off. Then we brought it down here. When I was ready to bring it onto this bench, right here it sits on, I noticed that the top of it was a bit, you know, unclean. So I had to put the radio down, had to wash that off, dry the bench. Finally, after that, after it was dry, got the radio on that. Then wiped it down with a special dust cloth after that. And now today, that was yesterday. Now today I was back working with the old radio with compressed air, copious amounts. Pretty much had to spray the entire thing with it, especially the insides. And at some point in time, hope to at least try it out, try and turn it on. It does plug in, and there's an outlet right there, so I could plug it in. And you know, I don't have high hopes that it'll work, but you never know. None of the inside is, you know, physically broken. So that's a plus right there. And when I asked, do you know the last time this radio was turned on? They said, well, as of the, you know, early 1990s, it was working. So, I'm not going to say I have high hopes for it, but at the very least, I could say, you know, there's a definite chance, right, that it could turn on. So, we'll see if this old, you know, radio from the 20s or 30s, from the true golden age of radio, you know, when it was pretty much the equivalent of the, you know, the internet, if it still works. If it doesn't, we'll see what the problem is. I was looking at the interior. Runs off of a good selection of vacuum tubes, something that really I haven't seen in probably 60 years. So they still sell, or at least have newer, you know, working vacuum tube replacements which you could buy. So we'll see. Then again, though, would I really want to go tampering around with something like that? Might just be easier if I just saved up some cash and, you know, took it to a professional to fix it up. Because I don't know, I think it would be pretty cool to have, you know, at least for me, you know, you all know me by now. You know how much I like radio. I don't know. I think this would just be awesome to have this, working shortwave radio from so many years ago when, it was truly the main, broadcast medium. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Take it, with whatever. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't care. But that's why I spent most of yesterday, and that's why I spent a good deal of today working on this beautiful old piece of technology. If you're curious, what company made it, when it was made, what model number is it? Ran into some problems there. Company that made it doesn't exist. Oh, so it was a novelty? No. The company literally was forced to, in some sort of court lawsuit, was forced to change its name, and after that, I don't know. That's the only thing I ever found about the company that made this radio, is that they got in a lawsuit over a name copyright infringement. After that, nothing. Can't find any other products from that company anywhere. Nothing. So, maybe tonight or tomorrow I'm going to take a few pictures of this radio and upload them to my favorite shortwave forum and see what the experts over there have to say. I'm sure there's people over there who would know the entire backstory about this radio and all that. So, whether you care about this or not, it's a project of mine and it's taking up a significant amount of my time. And when I say that, it makes it sound like I'm kind of fed up with it, but I'm not at all. So, I'm enjoying it, and I'll see what I can find out, and it's keeping me occupied, so I'm not going to complain. I have no need to complain, no reason to complain, so I'll keep my mouth shut. But, yeah, that's what's been keeping me busy. Even if you don't care about radio, just think of it as restoring an antique piece of technology. Come on, people. I feel like I live in a construction site. Everyone around me is doing work. Everyone. Got one person over there who's doing their driveway. Got someone over there who's doing their deck. Got someone up the street who I don't even know what they're doing. But all I've been hearing all day is hammers and saws and this and that and drilling and... oh my goodness. So... oh well. I guess it's much needed repairs, right? Much needed repairs to... whatever. Repair the dying infrastructure of people's houses, eh? I don't know. So yeah, today I'm going with all black. Combination I really haven't broken out in a very, very long time. Might have been almost a year since I last wore this outfit. But wearing a somewhat new pair of black pants. Very comfortable, my style, pleats, creases, cuffed, roomier. So wearing the black pants, a black shirt, and a blue, silver, and white with a little black striped tie. So I like it. What I wanted to do, I was actually a bit concerned about wearing a tie with this outfit because, I don't know, when you wear a black, all black, right? Black pants and a black shirt. I don't know. I feel like if you wear a red tie, you're just gonna look, I don't know. It looks just too general a look, it's too... You literally see everyone who wears, the black shirt and pants, always they're wearing a red tie, right? It's either a red tie or a silver tie. Silver doesn't look good. It doesn't look bad. I mean, silver's a good look with black, but I don't know. I just find it to be too general a look. Same thing with a white tie. So I was thinking, well, what are you going to wear with the black shirt? And then I realized, you could wear blue. You could wear a blue and black combination. You never see blue and black mixed together. But it's there. Could be worn. So that's what I'm wearing today. So I chose to wear, and that's what I'm wearing. So That's what I went with. Speaking of clothing, I went to the tailor today and picked up a new suit. So you're going to be seeing that on a review coming up eventually. It's a blue, it's like a midnight blue window pane suit. Okay. Midnight blue window pane suit. What I wanted to do with it is, the pants, well, they were already cuffed, right? So they definitely had some inches of room on them. But I just wanted the pants to be lengthened a little bit. They were just a tad bit short when I tried them on. But, said lengthen the pants 1.5 inches. So they did. And I also wanted the suit dry cleaned. I guess its prior owner maybe worked in a restaurant or something, or cooked or whatever. But I don't know. The suit smelled a little bit like food, a little too much to my liking. But got it dry cleaned and got it tailored, and now it fits perfectly. Oh yeah, so it's skin tight now with the jacket going down to your waist. No, not by that. And I don't mean modern. You know, people would say it fits perfectly. You know, in 2014. I mean, in traditional setting, it fits perfectly. You know, longer jacket, wider lapels, pants pleated and creased and roomier. So it's oversized. No, it's traditional. There's a difference between the two. So, that said, it's good now, so I'll have to wear that at some point. A nice suit, though. So, got one more added up to the collection. Yeah, so, that said, do we have anything else to talk about before we go back up and read the fan mail? Well, let's think. Got any ideas? Anything you want to talk about? My ears are open. Anything? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold to nobody. Alright. Let's pack up. Our work down here is done. I just wanted us to sit down here for a minute, you know. Probably more like 20. You know. Just have my time. Also wanted to talk about the radio, which is down here, so that was also kind of helpful, but alright, so that's taken care of. Let's head back up and read some fan mail. Okay. I also had the microphone. I'm using the portable mic. But I brought down a little charger, so I was sitting here by a power strip. So I have it charging here, so now it's unplugged. It's on its own. And that's that. Alrighty. So what's that up? Okay. Here we are. I apologize if my voice, you know, sounds a little... Whatever you want to call it. A little... I guess, I don't know, stuffy. I don't really know the adjective for it. But, I think it's allergies. I don't think I have a cold at all because I don't feel sick. I've just had a stuffy nose the past few days, so... If it sounds a little bit stuffy, that's why. I apologize for that. But, you know, nothing you could do about it. Actually, I have been doing something about it. I've been pretty much just huffing Afrin nasal spray for the past few days. So, that's the only thing that really does work. It just clears out the nostrils, opens them up. So, I've been using that, but I think it's just allergies for the time being. And, you know, it'll go away. It'll diminish. So that's that. So let's see what today's mailbag has to offer. Let's just check this out. Let's see what's there. I don't know where we left off, but we'll find something. Alright, here we are. Greetings, VORW. If you could pick a different time period to live in, when would it be? It would be sometime between the I'd have to say sometime between the 1910s and 1940s. But I might lean down to the lower end of the spectrum, maybe the 1910s or 20s. But if it were the 1920s, I'd be one of the conservatives from the era. Also, do you enjoy television shows from the 70s and 80s? There's some good, some bad. Just like television today, though most of it is bad, there's a few good shows out there, like The Walking Dead, which is returning soon. Speaking of, when The Walking Dead does return, you'll hear me give my Walking Dead recap and thoughts every Monday. So that'll be that. And he also asks, finally, what was your best Halloween costume? Definitely a skeleton. Greetings, Rubra. I'm unsure which state you're in. After watching many of your pizza reviews, I was wondering if you could review Topper's Pizza. They are not in all 50 states, but they are known for unconventional flavors such as macaroni and cheese. If you already have reviewed them, give me the link and I'd love to hear your opinions on such weird flavors. Much regards. Topper's Pizza. Let's look for them right now. Topper's Pizza. Okay. Let's just see what their locations are. Locations. No, they're nowhere close. Looks like they're located in Minnesota, Nebraska, Texas, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. So nowhere close. So that being said, we won't be able to check them out, but let's look at their website. Let's see their menu and see what they have. Let's see their pizzas here. See if they're any good. Buffalo chicken. Okay. Loaded Totzilla. What's that? Ranch sauce, mozzarella cheese, tater tots, bacon and green onions with drizzles of nacho cheese. See what he means by weird pizzas. Alright, mac and cheese. Taco pizza. Three Little Pigs, what's that? Smoky barbecue sauce, mozzarella cheese, pulled pork, bacon, and Canadian bacon, topped with green onions, French fried onions, and barbecue sauce drizzle. I mean, these are very odd pizza flavors, but maybe they're good, maybe they taste awful, but I mean, they got like a lot of these. El Cubano, what's that? Bacon, honey mustard sauce, mozzarella cheese, pulled pork, and Canadian bacon topped with diced dill pickles. Those are odd flavors. Looks like it comes in 9 inches, 12 inches, 14, and 16 inches, so I guess that's smaller, or small, medium, large, and party, which is extra large. Well, interesting. You could go on their website, toppers.com/menu/pizza, and check it out. Looks cool, but nothing's close by, so future doesn't look too bright for that. For me reviewing that, I mean. Dear Report of the Week. I'm relatively new to your channel as I was introduced through an online video stream. I'm glad I was because I find your content thoroughly enjoyable. Your sense of style is great as well. It's always nice to find someone relatively young with a taste for suits and traditionalism. You mentioned you had a PS2 and still play from time to time, which I do. So I have a game suggestion for you. I'd recommend the Silent Hill series. They're an example of horror done right, and it has plenty of well-thought-out puzzles as well as some deep symbolism and themes relating to depression as well as other psychological aspects. That is, if you appreciate that sort of thing. My question is, what literary genre of fiction do you prefer to read? That is, if you are an avid reader. Thanks for reading this message and keep doing what you're doing. Sincerely, Jonathan. Well, number one, thank you for the game suggestion. Number two, I kind of like non-fiction, but he asked about fiction. Horror novels aren't bad. A good one is very good, but some of the bad ones are, well, laughable. They're quite bad. Also, good mysteries. Those are also very good. Good question. Hey, buddy. Haven't you reviewed the DiGiorno Design a Pizza Kit before? I can't remember. Totally enjoyed the video, though. Have a fantastic day. Now, I personally responded to that. I said there are 3 designer pizza kits. I'll be reviewing the 3rd one shortly. Regards and thank you for your words. Report of the week. He said, okay. Looking forward to it. Cheers. Sorry, I just said it as it was there. We have a reception report. Thank you. I can't believe my previous letter got to the show in time. I was very happy when I realized. Anyway, what's the earliest memory you could still recall? I have many from when I was just a little baby, you know, but I can't really confirm that. So the earliest one which I could actually, you know, physically get a date to was probably my first vacation I was ever on. And that was, you know, not even in this century. I was just a little guy, of course, but I remember being there in Mount Washington. You know, very vague, faint memories, but I remember being there in the back seat, my little baby seat, you know, in the car with my parents. I remember that. A very, very long time ago. It was a different world back then. It really was. Have you ever witnessed a solar eclipse? I have not. It would be an absolutely awesome experience if I ever could, but I have not. Do you own any apparel with I Heart New York on it? Absolutely not. No, I own none of that crap. None of it. Only pretty much tourists wear that stuff. Have you ever scalded or burned yourself on something? Yeah, a couple times. Not recently, though, but the most recent time was back in 2012, okay? I was making a pot of tea on the stove, and I guess I don't know what happened. I guess my hand slipped, and a few of my fingers landed right on the boiling hot tea kettle. And the tips were all burnt and they turned white. Hurt like hell all night. But after that, there was nothing. Everything was smooth sailing from there on. Will there ever be a VORW meet and greet where you can meet Review Bro and get your picture taken with him? I doubt it. But maybe I'll set up a complimentary cardboard cutout that you can get your picture taken with somewhere. Could do that, wouldn't that be just as awesome? Do you prefer baths or showers? Showers. Showers for me. They're faster, and they get the job done. Right, for a blue-collar worker like myself. Do you own a pogo stick or a space hopper? I used to own a pogo stick. many, many years ago when I was a little kid. I think it might look a little weird if I went hopping down the street right now in a suit, pogo stick, but who am I to judge? When I was younger, I used to have a scooter. That was my big mode of transportation. Scooter. When I was younger, many, many years ago. Isn't it funny? I don't know. Maybe I had a proper childhood. Let me talk for a little bit. I'm going to go into lecture mode here, so get ready. Just stretching out the legs here. I don't know. I just walked and now I'm walking again. I don't know. Let me tell you something. When I was a child, I don't know. Some people say, children today, they aren't having a proper childhood. And maybe that's true. It's different, right? Children nowadays, what are their childhoods associated with, right? They're sitting there on their phones already, addicted to technology just like the rest of us are, It always kind of pisses me off when I see a little 5-year-old sitting there with his smartphone. When he should be sitting there playing with toy cars or whatever, instead he's on his phone already. I don't know, that kind of pisses me off when I see little kids using that type of technology. They're just too young to own all that stuff. I don't know. I still don't even have a phone, and I don't need it, And if I do get a phone, it won't be a smartphone, just one you could call with. So I don't know. But when I was a young kid, I would always go out with my friends. I would ride around on a scooter. Always. That was my mode of transportation back then. I would ride around in the neighborhood with a scooter, with my friends, and it was awesome. Those were the days, I swear. That was before smartphones and everything, so it was still acceptable to go outside and play with your friends rather than to stay in and sit on your phones or use, the internet or what have you. But times are different. And, well, I made the most of them when they weren't. But scooters, that was my main mode of transportation. And it was just a little story. A little something to discuss. Now, he also asks, did you ever get into any car accidents or near misses? Yes. Yes, I did. It was a very horrifying experience, but I will share it with you right now as well. So, what happened? Well, it was the spring of 2012. Alright? Spring of 2012. And I was gonna, for the day, I was gonna chill with my homeboys and go out and see a movie with my friends, okay? So, one of my friends was driving, okay? So, we're driving through traffic. It was a rainy day, right? The roads were slick. And we were in this construction zone, okay? This normally, 2-lane busy highway or 4-lane highway, I'm sorry, was cut down to 1 lane, right? All other 3 blocked off. So it was very slow traffic, okay? Very slow traffic. Cars were like bumper to bumper. Alright, but anyway, so the traffic is it's stopped pretty much, right? Very slow. It's at a crawl. Pouring rain. And the stupid driver of our car, I'm not saying anyone else, there's another side street that's trying to merge in to this packed traffic, okay? And the guy on the side street cuts us off pretty much. He just gets his car in there and cuts us off. So our stupid driver, knowing how smart he is, you know what he decides to do? He says, alright, you know what I'm going to do? Alright, I'm going to stop my car for a bit, wait for that guy to drive off a little bit, and I'm going to floor it and slam on my brakes right behind him and honk my horn, piss him off. Well, I think we all know how that ended, right? So he waits for the car who cut him off to, advanced forward about probably like 100 feet or so in the slow traffic from the construction. Then our stupid driver floors it, slams on his brakes as if, to come to a short stop, and the car skids on the slick pavement and smashes right into the guy in front of us who cut him off. That was not fun. That was not fun. The driver of the car ahead of us, the guy who cut us off, that we now hit. Oh boy, that was not a good experience. What happened next? Guy comes out of his car. I mean, he was pissed off. He wasn't a bruiser or anything. He wasn't that big of a guy, but he was definitely a grown man. Comes out of his car, slams his door shut. I mean, he's mad. Storms over. I mean, thankfully I wasn't driving the car because I wouldn't want to deal with this guy. He comes over and just starts pounding the windshield as hard as he can, and then the driver's side window. Our driver gets out. They start fighting. Cops had to show up and everything. Had to break it up. Our car was inoperable. Nobody was hurt except for, maybe the two drivers. But, so I got out of there. Had to get interviewed by the cops as a witness, and, after that, that was the end of that. Didn't get any more rides from that guy from there on, but, it wasn't a good experience. And, ever since then, whenever I'm in a car, I always get a little bit worried when someone's approaching the back of another car. I'm always worried I'm gonna rear end them. So I guess a little bit of PTSD, right, because of that. But so that's my bad experience with a car accident. Nothing I ever want to see again, that's for sure. But that's that. Could have been avoided, but it wasn't. Our writer then asks us, "You ever ride a bike?" I did. I know how to ride a bike, but I rarely ever rode one. Certainly not now. Once again, I told you when I was younger, I was more of a scooter type of person. That's what my whip, as they say, was. Scooter. So that was all me. But yeah, an experience I'm not willing to relive again, if you will. And hopefully for understandable reasons. Hopefully understandable. Just, I don't know, no fun. You expect to just go to get a ride to the movies, and instead you end up getting in an accident and watching a driver and another guy slug it out. I don't know. If that happened to me, I would have acted differently. Continuing on. Wind outside has been picking up. Doesn't matter. Let's reload this. Alright, so let's just finish off the fan now. And then I think that might be it for the show. Alright? Sound good? Sounds good to me. Let's find it here. Printed it out again. Don't worry, I don't save these papers. I rip them up and throw them out after the show, but sometimes when my computer needs to deserve a break or what have you, I'll print out the fan mail. I have good amount of ink in the printer, so it's no problem to me. Hello again. In VORW 62, you answered a question regarding romance and voiced your outlook on it. I must say that I'm really glad to have found another person who shares my feelings and opinions on the matter. Never in my life have I felt a strong need for companionship, and finding a girlfriend is not something that I want to trouble myself with. It seems that people like us are a minority in the world, but in a way are blessed. Like another viewer wrote, it stops us having to deal with heartbreak and various other forms of emotional trauma. Also, I believe that all the time and effort dedicated to romance can be better invested in more productive activities. Thank you again for taking time to read my mail. Regards. And thank you for your comments and words. Love you and all your videos, man. Disappoints me that someone well above average gets a mediocre amount of views because you deserve a lot more. I wouldn't dare wish that upon myself, to get more views. You might be thinking to yourself, what the hell is wrong with you for saying you don't want more views on YouTube? I'll tell you why. I shall tell you why right now. And, maybe after this you'll agree. Maybe you'll still have second thoughts, or, maybe you'll disagree. Doesn't matter to me. I'm rhyming now. Now I'm not. But anyways. So, why wouldn't I want more views? Why wouldn't I want, to have a million subscribers, right? What's so bad about that? Plenty of things. Number one, I wouldn't be able to walk down the street without someone recognizing me, and I would hate that. I enjoy just going out and about and being able to just be another person. That I enjoy very much. Likewise, these VORW shows would discontinue. You know why? Because, understand what the basis of this show is. The very foundation is myself reading fan mail and responding to it and being able to connect, with you, the viewer, right? And I could share my thoughts along the way. Guess what? If I ended up going, being big, right? I would be getting so many messages, I wouldn't be able to function, and, those of you who are here right now who truly do care would just be lost in the ocean of other people's voices, And, I say this, it would be an absolute shame. It would truly be an absolute shame. And we wouldn't be able to do this, and, all you guys would be completely lost, as I said, in this ocean of other people's voices. We wouldn't be able to do that show. There would just be far too many messages every day. And, it would be a shame. It wouldn't just be a shame, it would be a damn shame. That's something I never wish upon this channel. Sure, if things go up slowly and progressively like they are, I mean, that's alright. But if it was just a drastic, like what happened in January of 2013, I never want to see that happen again, that's for sure. So, those are my thoughts on the matter. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion nonetheless, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree with it. Hey, I just want to say that me and my friends have really enjoyed your pizza reviews and hope you continue this series in the future. The attention to detail regarding your setup and your fantastic suit and tie combinations really blow the competition out of the water. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much for your words. Hi. I love you. Never stop making videos. You make me happy. I certainly won't stop anytime soon. And, you know what? I'm glad I make you happy. Hope you have many more happy days to come. What scholastic subjects are your favorite, this person inquires. I was always a history guy, alright? I was always a history guy. Kind of funny that the most useless subject there is was the one I was best at. History. I mean, I don't know. I find history to be awesome. I really do. I love watching historical documentaries. I remember back in the day, even liked reading the textbook. But I don't know. History, I enjoy. I like history. But guess what? It doesn't land you a job. It doesn't. Unfortunately, what can you be? Could be a history teacher, historian, or a museum guide, pretty much. So, you know, unfortunately, there aren't any good, really, careers with, with history. You could be an archaeologist, but even that comes to also scientific, geology and what have you. So, carrying on, this is a longer one, but I don't care, I'll read it. Hey, I understand that the Grand Theft Auto series is not the game for you, but I feel you misunderstand the series' appeal. Many modern games are violent, and though GTA allows a player to shoot, stab, and blow up people, this is not the reason for its mass appeal, is it? The last game, GTA 5, was actually the UK's biggest cultural import. It made $2 billion in its opening weekend alone. It is by no means the most violent game ever made. No, I understand that. In fact, the damage you inflict is fairly understated compared to the more splattery games. No. The reason people buy GTA is for the freedom it allows you. It gives you a vast environment to explore, and a massive range of vehicles to explore it in, ranging from every kind of car, trucks, planes, including military jets, boats, submarines, and tanks. Wow, GTA really upgraded from what I last heard. It is possible to inflict damage to the thousands of NPCs roaming the area, but not necessary. The appeal of GTA is that it gives you the choice to inflict violence, and unfortunately that's a choice that too many people make. The last game, GTA 5, had a city, a desert, wilderness, a shark slash shipwreck filled deep ocean to explore, so that no one will ever be able to trek across all of it. That's the other reason people love these games, the vastness. Plus, the storytelling is phenomenal. Unlike a movie, there are no time constraints, so the story is rich, expansive, and best of all, you get to live it, and decide how it ends based on your choices. Sorry this message was so long, nor do I work for Rockstar Games. Thank you. The writer here brings up a valid point. He does. So I can't criticize him on anything. I have my likes, as he is. But, really, he cleared up a few things, so thank you for writing, sir. And thank you especially for dedicating your time and effort to type that up. It means a lot more than you think. And I hope you know that and remember that. Dear review, bro. I wonder if you had any encounters with the police so far, positive or negative. If yes, could you give a brief story on what happened? Preferably negative stories, though, because these are more interesting to hear. Cheers. I don't know. I don't have any bad run-ins with the cops. I'm a very law-abiding citizen and almost never had any run-ins with the cops unless I had to call them in the past. So that being said, with that being said, there's, I have a few. The car accident, of course, that was one encounter with the cops. Another time we thought someone tried to break in, so we had to get the cops over then. And most recently, before we went into Hawaii, I thought there was someone casing the place. So, talk to the cops there also. But those are my encounters, just average ones. So, good relations with the police. Nothing bad. No negative encounters. I wouldn't do anything stupid. I wouldn't dare. So that's that. Three more messages, one longer, two shorter. Hello, the report of the week. Wanted to get a question to you before I forgot. Last week I learned that Scotland has approximately 24 billion barrels of oil and gas reserves. I was genuinely surprised by this. Yeah, I actually didn't know that they had that much oil. I know they had some oil, but 24 billion barrels of oil, is that's something. I also learned that humanity inherently contains a kindness among its vast array of diverse constructs. In modern society, its visibility may be low, though it does exist. How wonderful. Reflecting back on your last week or so, is there anything new that you learned? If so, what? Or are you pretty much a genius and everything is old hat to you now? Loving your reviews and VORW shows. You're the best. Thank you for your time. Take care. Well, there were plenty of things I did learn last week. One thing that I actually just learned today was how many billion barrels of oil that Scotland had. So that's one thing that I learned right now, actually. Just on the topic of Scotland, and then I'll get back to your question. Obviously, Scotland tried to become independent last week, but I was up almost the whole night following that. It was pretty cool because I was listening to the BBC World Service on a shortwave, and it was pretty cool because they were actually reading. It was around midnight, between like 11 and 1 a.m. that I listened and actually recorded the full broadcast, and I have that up on my shortwave channel. But I listened to the full broadcast, and it was really cool because they were actually just going from voting place to voting place, recording the live results as they were coming through. And it was really cool because I also had this interactive map on their website where each province or whatever you want to call it would turn a different color. I think it was green if they voted to support the referendum, or red if they were against it. It was funny to see as time dragged on, just more and more red just piling up, and by the time I shut down for the night, the announcer even said, it would be mathematically impossible for Scotland to become independent at this point in time, so, respectfully, the no side has won. It was a pretty cool broadcast to listen to, something worth recording. Definitely. So something new that I learned. I learn something new every single day. And chances are you and everyone else who listens does too, whether you even know it or not. Could be anything. Could just be reading a news story and finding out something about a country or a place. Could be like me, listening to a radio broadcast and finding out something from around the globe. Could literally be anything. One interesting thing that I did learn this week, I was listening to Radio Romania International, and I was able to hear of a beautiful Romanian composer, and a beautiful, very fast classical piece. Maybe this is what it is. Yeah, it's a very unique Romanian classical music called the Skylark, and it's interesting because it's a very, very fast classical tune, to the point where they actually make the classical instruments sound like a bird chirping. I think that's actually pretty cool. But I was able to learn about the composer as well. So that was something. On to the next. I love your videos. Who are some of your favorite broadcasters, and do you plan on taking broadcasting in college? Favorite broadcasters are Kim Andrew Elliott of The Voice of America, and of course Ed Newman of Radio Havana, Cuba. I wish I could take broadcasting. I hope I could. Hope I just don't become another drone, sitting there in an office. So, I'd certainly be happier if I took broadcasting. Finally, please don't stop making videos. They are good. And that concludes today's show. Thank you for listening. This is VORW, the voice of the reported week. Have any comments, questions, concerns, just want to talk? Feel free to send me a message via YouTube, and I'll read and respond to it at the beginning of each and every show, as I always do. Coming up next, something unique to the show. First time ever trying this out. Hope it goes well. I'll see you then. Hello everyone. Reporter Luke here. Some of you very well may be wondering what this is exactly. As you know, the show is supposed to end, but here we are. What is this? Really, what is this? What this is, what you're listening to, I don't know. I don't know what this is. Well, this is weird. Why are you recording? What is the point of this? Well, a little while ago, probably a few weeks ago, a fan mentioned to me, said, "Hey, Report of the Week, why don't you bring your portable microphone with you on one of your walks?" I thought about it a little while. I thought, you know what? Why not? So here we are. I have my small little microphone in my hands. It doesn't look weird at all. You can't even see it. It's black anyways. So I'm walking. It's a little after 9 at night, the time being. So here we are. So I figured, I finally gave the decision the okay when I realized, you know, it'd be kind of interesting to see if this show varies at all, right? From when I'm at home on the computer, or what have you, pretty much, yeah, sitting there at my desk, comparing it from there till when I'm walking, right, a point in time which I am both exerting myself slightly, physically, while relaxing myself mentally. So I gave it the okay, and here we are. Now, of course, you can't see where I'm walking, though I hope, as you can imagine, you really can't hear too many cars going by, because there are none. Walking down a pretty long, completely empty road, only illuminated by the streetlights. Nobody around, nobody in any of the surrounding buildings, no traffic, devoid of any human activity except for my figure walking down the street. I don't know how comfortable some people would be, you know, walking in a setting like this. I mean, I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy, if even, to be all alone here, taking this walk, you know, staring down the distance of this empty street, with just the glow of the street lights, and the dark sky, the stars out. But I don't know, I think some people may not be comfortable doing something like this. I think it really depends on how much you care about being, you know, alone. And for myself, you know, something like this is just a little treat to, you know, start off the night for me. I apologize if you hear me continuing, you know, sniffing my nose, if you will. Not that I'm cold or anything. It's allergies, that's for sure. I think there's all the ragweed in the air. I know for a fact it's not a cold because, well, I'm not feeling sick. I've had this stuffy nose for the past, you know, few days, so. But, I think I said earlier in the show, I'm just pretty much huffing Afrin like crazy. That's a little nasal spray. Really great decongestant. So, I mean, works like a charm, but still every now and then the runny nose persists. So, if you hear me sniffling or what have you, I'm not breaking down into tears or anything like that. It's just, that's the reason. Beautiful night tonight. Clear skies for the most part, with just some high clouds. Stars are out. Temperatures are in the air temperature is, I would say, about 57 degrees. Constant wind. Real obvious wind. Blowing it around between 5 and 10 miles per hour, bringing the wind chill down into the lower 50s. So with that being said, today I'm wearing the same outfit that I wore in the review. Black pants. Though I changed my dress shirt from black to white so I could appear more visible to any oncoming traffic. As I like to walk in the road, but if any cars are coming, like there is one now, though they might make a turn, I always step onto the sidewalk to respect both the drivers and my own personal safety. said, here we are. But likewise, as I said, going with black pants, white shirt, same striped tie as before. And because it's so cool, I'm also wearing my winter top coat for the first time of what I presume to be many nights to come, both now in fall, which it is, and also in the winter and even spring. So I felt it necessary, and it's a great coat. It's a beautiful coat to wear. It really is. Walking past some construction equipment. Nobody's there, of course. But yeah, it's a great coat. A really great garment. Can really make any outfit more formal. Really can. If you think of it for a moment. Say you're just wearing a shirt and tie, right? Dress shirt, dress pants. Then you put on this nice full-length black coat. Instantly makes the outfit a little more formal. So that's also one reason why I enjoy wearing this coat. Not only is it warm, but it's a very formal garment. And, I like that. Sometimes when I wear this full coat with like a three-piece suit, it almost brings back a more, even a little bit of a Victorian look to it. So that I enjoy. That I enjoy. Been talking for about 7 minutes so far. This really isn't it's not a fixed lecture. I'm just talking, so you may consider this to be an extension of the VORW show. If the audio, for instance, is so mangled up, because of the breeze or whatever, because of my walking, well then obviously it won't be uploaded, and it'll be subsequently deleted, and there will be no point in making this announcement, but I'm being hopeful here. We'll give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. So, I continue to walk. There was a Jeep that just passed by. Pretty nice weather though, if you think of it. Cooler. Not uncomfortably cool. Just enough to put on a jacket. Pretty clear skies. So a beautiful night. Really truly is a beautiful night. As you might be thinking, oh wow, this is super awkward, having this guy sitting here talking to himself as he's walking down the street. But I implore you to think of this way. There's nobody here. There's literally nobody here. So, nobody's watching, who cares? Even if someone was, I'd think I'm on my phone or something. So, no problem with that. But anyways, I'm recording this about a little bit after I recorded the bulk of this show. I just decided, you know what? It's a nice night to walk. Let's do it. So I did. When I left this evening, I didn't have any set topic to talk about. And neither do I right now. But, I don't know, just something to do, Just something to do as I walk. I don't think I'm going to record myself the whole way, walking. I started up the microphone and started talking about halfway through the walk anyways, so we're already beginning to approach the conclusion of it. But, you know, just something I was thinking on doing. Just something I'm testing out, something I'm seeing how it would work exactly. And I want to hear your thoughts on it, you know. Nothing special, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on a few things that just popped into my head, which I feel I did sufficiently. And, you know, that's pretty much that. Let's think if we have anything else to discuss, anything else that needs to be tended to last minute before I close down here. Here comes one of those guys with his loud music. So there goes that. And I think that's it. Alrighty then. No, actually I got one more thing to discuss. If I choose to do this in the future, maybe I'll do this a little more often, maybe I won't. Doesn't really matter either way. It really doesn't. Just something I was thinking about that just popped into my head. Well, I really don't have anything more to say. I was thinking about it, but I don't. I just really wanted to see how this would work out, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make this a part of the show. I doubt it. Just something I wanted to do, though. I wanted to follow the request of a fan. So I did. Anyway, I think that's that. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this, you know, somewhat. I really do. You know. Hope you did. Could really have been, you know, anything. I just gave a little bit of a, pretty much a monologue. So, you know, that's that. I mean, that's pretty much what I did. I just gave a monologue about various topics and you know, that's it. But, then again, that's what I do on this show pretty frequently anyways, so, you know what, I'll upload this, and, I think that's that. So thank you all for listening. Hope you, enjoyed my review. That was actually filmed today, and uploaded today. So I hope you enjoy that. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Or actually especially listening. Your support is very meaningful to me. I hope you know that. Truly, and you know, when I say this, it looks like I'm not going to end the show right now. I'm going to go on about one other thing. When I say this, I mean it, you know. Sometimes you hear some guys on YouTube saying, oh, you know, you guys mean so much to me, thank you for support, this and that. You know, and in reality, they're just lying. They don't care at all. You know, they're just trying to, you know, to make you feel important. It's the truth. It's incredibly negative what I just said, but it's the truth. You know, they just try and make the fans feel special. But I just wanted to let you know, truly, when I say this, you know, it's the honest truth. Really, thank you guys for your support. It's you guys that keep this show going. And keep me going, you know? I'm not going to lie when I say this. It's the truth. Sometimes, as you know, I'll start off with the VORW show, you know, in a pretty bad mood, a pretty depressed mood, pretty down, right? And then I'll just start reading your guys' letters and what have you, and by the end of the show, I'm feeling much better. So truly, I say this completely honest, and I hope you could respect that, and not just say, oh yeah, he's lying like the rest of those people. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you. It's you guys that keep this channel going. It's you guys that keep me going. And whenever you see a new video of mine, a new review, a new VORW show, heck, even a new lecture one day, just remember, it's because of you and your support that this channel is still up and is still here and is still actively producing videos more than ever. So for that, I truly say thank you and good night.